Good afternoon, everyone. This is Woody Collins, and we just had a little mishap. So, if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you what happened because it relates back to Sunday. But today is Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about the intersection of COVID 19, schools, and ICD. And what that leads me to is the digital divide. As I explained, the digital divide is that gap between when someone has a ICT, computer, phone, or some way to communicate with others, and those who don't. And my premise that's being borne out now by different studies is that COVID, along with the racial divide, has spawned a widening of the digital divide. So, what I'm going to be talking about, no, we have problems here in the United States, but I'm going to be talking about Congo because I heard a podcast yesterday, and the guy from Indonesia was explaining that the poor kids that live in the urban area have an advantage over the poor kids that live in the rural area. And what he was saying is, at least the kids in the urban area, they can see technology and what it can do. They can see the lights, they can see electricity, refrigerators, cell phones, and everything. Where those who are in the rural area, they don't see all that technology. They don't see it. So they're having a problem, number one, grasping it, and also they have a problem not only grasping it, but also comprehending it. It's easier if you've been around a computer and you know where the on and off switch is, you're ahead of that person who doesn't even know where the on and off switch is. And I've seen that in Congo. But one of the things that I thought about, that I thought about was it's like seeing the moon. We can see the moon occasionally. That's the urban area. But we don't see it every day. It's not like the sun. You can't see the moon every day. It's not visible to everyone every day. Only certain days of the month you can see the moon, and you can only see it in its fullness only a few days. So that's like the poor kids in the urban area. They are looking at people with computers, and at least they're getting a glimpse of it. But can you try and think of trying to explain the moon to somebody who's only looked up at the sky one time, and you're trying to go about and say, "Hey, this is the moon." They have a hard time conceiving what it is and what it's all about. So that's one of the reasons, as here in the United States, we need to really work on closing that digital divide, especially in poor countries where they've been experiencing the same thing that we've been experiencing here in the United States. The kids in Congo, they're not in school. They were planning to go back to school this week, and the governor, I mean, their president, says, nope, there's too much of a risk of too much risk of COVID spreading with the kids in school. So let them stay out some more until we get this under control. I heard rumors that they may open them back up, but we will see. But most of our schools, they went back to virtual school, but a lot of them still have acquired the equipment to allow families and allow students to attend school virtually. Some schools are in hybrid session, but just imagine in the Congo, there's no such thing as hybrid, no such thing as virtual. There is no school, period. So it leaves, if they were in some type of school, that educational divide would not be getting wider. So we need to close the digital divide, not only for schools, but which I'll cover later uh, this week. We'll talk about how the digital divide is also affecting healthcare, business, and a lot of other things. So that's kind of basically the idea. I think it's something that you can understand because we have our poor communities and rural communities who are really suffering from kids not being in school. So thank y'all for coming on, and let's get this pandemic under control. Wear your mask, wash your hands frequently, and socially distance yourselves. And we will talk to you later. So I'm going to run the end of the show. But if you want to stick around to hear me rant a little bit about what happened, you're welcome to do that. So it'll be right after this, because I'll close it off, and we will continue. Hello, everyone. Okay. Uh, what a exercise. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Indiana, and I was walking along, just enjoying the sunlight, just having a good old time. And I did not hear my timer. It didn't go off to let me know that it was time to prepare to start the show. But I knew what approximately what time I started this walk, and I kind of walk the same path, so I know about how long it takes me to make a loop. Well, all of a sudden, I get back around to the starting point, and what happens? I go, wait a minute. Okay, I can't be walking that fast. It must be something went wrong. And sure enough, I looked, and it was 3:10, and Facebook has this policy of they will not let you start up. They cancel your broadcast if you're over 10 minutes late. So needless to say, I had to reschedule it, and also they won't let you schedule it immediately They at least has to be 10 minutes before. So that was a problem. So what happened is the root cause of it is I was listening to a podcast today. Typically, I listen to, I guess, audiobooks, and the audiobook application still allows my alarm to go off and tell me it's 2:45, time to start getting ready. And then it goes off and says, oh, 3 o'clock, it's time to start. I did not hear any of those. And so that's how we missed it. So anyway, that goes back to Monday is that as part of all this activity is practicing so that I know how different things work so that hopefully I won't make these mistakes but once. It's a beautiful day, still a little chilly. It's supposed to be 35 about now, which is okay, but the sun is shining, it makes it feel better. It's been 32 and 33 for the last week, but it's been overcast, so it seems a lot colder. So thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye.